Hello, everyone, and welcome to an all-new episode of the 2 Minute Drive podcast. I am Palace alongside my co-host Abraham Trevino. What's going on,
What's
man?
up? What's going on?
And this week we got a special guest co-host. This guy is a former coworker of mine. He was kind of like one of my first mentors in the beginning of my career in the company that I'm still with, and also appreciate his friendship over all these years. Mr. Marcos Salinas, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, how's it going? Happy to be here.
Appreciate having you on here. When Abe told me, I got super excited. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's talking about Marcos, the Marcos that we all know, but just had to make sure. And once he clarified, I was like, hell yeah, man, I'm all down for it. Always happy to have guests on the show talking football. So this should be a really fun episode. Happy to have you.
All-time listener, man. I listen all the time. I feel like I'm talking to you guys when I'm listening, so I message you guys,
Yeah, we appreciate that. Well, now you get to be a part of the conversation and get to contribute, so should be a good one. All right, guys, week 9 is in the books, and for me, one of the standouts of that week was finding out that the entire AFC North right now, if the season ended today, would be eligible for the playoffs. Now, for our audience out there, in case you don't know, everybody in the AFC North, we got the Baltimore Ravens, we got the Cincinnati Bengals, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we got the Cleveland Browns. So what are your thoughts overall right now? We'll dive into it right now, but what are your thoughts right now on this entire division being eligible for the playoffs right now? Abe,
I know a lot of people were talking, like all the commentators were talking about this past weekend. So in the AFC North, the two teams out of there are going to be the Bengals and the Ravens. I mean, at first in the beginning, I thought maybe it would be the Steelers and the Ravens. But I mean, now with the resurgence of the Bengals, I gotta say the Bengals are gonna leap over Cleveland. Man, they got a good defense, but I just don't trust Watson. And I mean, and then if he goes down again, PJ Walker. So I don't know. Pittsburgh, their defense too, but TJ Watt is like one towel whip from getting injured as well. He's injury prone. So I got to go with the Ravens and the Bengals.
Mm-hmm. But are you like surprised that right now all of them are eligible, or do you think?
Yeah, I think that's kind of crazy how all of them are eligible. But I mean, we all know that they're all. I guess it is a possibility that they all could make it, but then who gets out from the other divisions?
Right. Okay. Marcos, what are your thoughts on this right now?
So yeah, my two biggest surprises are the Steelers and the Browns. Mainly the Steelers. I never trusted really on Pickett to be performing as well as he has, with his comebacks and all towards being a good fourth quarter comeback guy.
Yeah.
The Browns, they've always had a good team, but I never really knew what Deshaun Watson still had in his tank. So if he can stay healthy, they can be a threat right there.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm shocked that the Browns are. I mean, with it, that just goes to show how good their defense is, because their quarterback situation has been so back and forth, and sometimes Deshaun Watson decides he's going to play, and then the other weeks he's like, nah, I don't feel like it. So for that reason, I'm probably knocking them out towards the end, and I'm probably with Abe here, where I think the Ravens and the Bengals will end up coming out of there. Bengals, I mean, they've got a tough task ahead of them because they're already down 0-1 against the Ravens, so they need to split up that matchup for them, I think, to at least still have a shot at the division. But if not, I mean, it may be a crowded wild card, but we'll see. But here are the teams left for each one in the division. So the Ravens got the Browns coming up. They got the Bengals, the Chargers, the Rams, the Jaguars, the Niners, the Dolphins, and the Steelers. Kind of pretty rough towards the end there with like the Jags, Niners, who are definitely playoff contenders. Chargers, wait and see. Dolphins, wait and see. But okay, so I guess here's my other question. Do you think the Ravens, who do you think would win the division going forward, Ravens or Bengals?
All right, so if the Ravens can stay healthy, if Gus Edwards can stay healthy, if Lamar can stay healthy. OBJ is not even like in talks of anything like that. If he gets injured, it's okay. He hasn't really been a factor. I think that kid, I think his name is Zay Flowers. If he can probably step it up a little bit more, then I'll go with the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
But
Let me give you the Bengals' remaining part of their schedule. See if this kind of sways your mind. So they got the Texans coming up. They got the Ravens also. Again, that's a must win for them. The Steelers, the Jags, and then they finish off with the Colts, Vikings, Steelers, and Chiefs.
And that's the Bengals?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the Bengals have a slightly easier schedule than the Ravens. I'll tell you what, I'll go out of the limb here. I mean, I'm big on Lamar and the Ravens. I think they're a great football team, but I think the Bengals will take that division.
Okay, and Ravens will be in the wild card. What about you, Marcos?
Yeah, Ravens.
Yeah, I think the Bengals will be the ones to lock it, but I can't knock out the Browns. The remaining schedule is pretty more easier compared to the other teams. They got the Broncos, Rams, Bears, Texans, Jets still remaining.
Yeah.
So those are 5 games that they can get a win in. So
I don't know, man. That CJ Stroud with the Texans, they're no joke.
Yeah. Okay, Robert.
Hey, man, I like what I see. Hey, man, it also takes seeing what happens in the live games. Like we didn't know what CJ Stroud was going to be.
I knew because I saw him in college.
No, you didn't. You just went out on a limb and said, "Oh, Houston Texans are going to be my surprise team."
No. You see, there you go. You want to freaking divert it and deflect like usual. All right, Robert. Anyway, fuck out of here, man.
Well, if you were so confident, why haven't you picked them to be in the playoffs or anything like that? You haven't said anything like that.
I picked them.
No, you just said surprise. That's it.
Yeah, okay, but I've been picking them week in and week out, right? On the freaking picks. The fuck out of here.
Because you have a narrative. That's why.
Oh, all right. Anyway.
But Marcos does make a good point though with a lot of these remaining teams for the Browns, so they're technically still going to be in it.
Robert. Okay, yeah, the Browns. Look, the Browns have an easy schedule, right? But do we trust Deshaun Watson? Do we, even that can PJ Walker take them to that, to the playoffs or get them through the playoffs? I mean, we don't know. I mean, yeah, Marco brings up some good points and with the schedule and all that, but I mean, at the same time, can we trust Deshaun Watson?
No, but I mean, Marcos was just playing devil's advocate, and I thought that he made some good points.
There's just a couple, easy wins,
Yeah, you're right, Marcos. I ain't got nothing with you. It's that motherfucker there.
Relax.
Now, the team I don't see making it is the Steelers.
Yeah.
And it's just my team that I don't think that I never really trusted Pickett.
Robert loves Pickett.
Everyone else is good in their team, but
you didn't think shit. You were like, oh.
Nah. See, here's the thing, Abraham. Like, it's okay to change your opinion once new information gets, thrown your way. And he's been underwhelming. Like, he was good on the latter half of the last season, but he's been underwhelming. And some of it, I'm going to put blame on the offensive coordinator, Canada, which I think they need to get rid of. But he hasn't. But I'll give like 50-50, right? Pickett has some of the blame as well, so he's underwhelmed. I whiffed. It's okay. I admit my mistakes.
Sure.
Yeah, that's right. All right, let's move off this topic. Let's talk a little bit about next season, and that being the NFL draft. I don't think is it safe to say there's like a lot of bad football teams right now? Like there's really only a few like really, really good teams where we know they're probably going to be there at the end. Other than that, it's just a lot of mediocre, a lot of bad, offensive play. Like scoring, I think is probably down. I was looking at the top touchdowns and like, Kirk Cousins is at the top of that list, so it's not like this dominant league that we used to have with Breeze and Brady and Manning and Rodgers. Will loop him into that. I don't know. It just feels like a different NFL now, kind of like a more infant with all these young players and young quarterbacks. So there's a lot of bad teams right now. And I want to list off the top 5 teams that would get the 5 picks in next year's draft. And we'll work our way down. So number 5 right now currently would be the New England Patriots, sitting at 2-7. the New York Giants at number 4, also at 2-7. I didn't get the Bears record, but they'll be number 3 and number 2. The second pick coming off of Carolina, so that's the reason why the Bears have 2 picks there in the first round. And then number 1 right now are the 1-8 Arizona Cardinals. Now, I want to ask you both, and Marcos, I'll kick it off with you. Do you think this list stays the same? Do you think another team jumps in here into the top 5? Do you think one of these top 5 teams ends up being number 1? Like, can you see the Pats losing out all the way and getting that number 1 spot? What are your thoughts right now?
I could probably see the Bears, losing out more than the Arizona coming out with a win than anything. But I think it will stay sort of the same. I don't see these teams doing even more better than the others.
So you see the Cardinals slipping to like 2 or 3?
Yeah, like 2.
Man, if the Bears get Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr., like they got the ball rolling really quick. Abe, what about you?
I've been reading that Arizona is probably going to keep Kyler Murphy out. No point in bringing him back this year.
Wait a minute, hang on. I think he's gonna play this week.
Is he? I thought it was that guy. Shit.
No, like the way things are going, if the only thing the coach said was that if there was like a setback or anything, he wasn't. But all things considered, like if everything goes well, he's gonna play.
Man, I guess, but Arizona, yes. The Rams just got Carson Wentz, so he might or he may get them out of that 3-6 slump area. So I don't see them falling. It's kind of between Arizona and Carolina. I think Chicago.
Carolina's not in the mix right now.
Oh, they're not. Shit, they're 1-7.
Yeah, but remember they don't have that first round pick. It's because of the Bears.
Oh, yeah, you said it was the Cardinals and the Bears.
It's the Cardinals, 2 Bears picks, the Giants, and the Pats.
Man, I don't know. The Giants lost Tyrod Taylor though.
Yeah, I know they're gonna have that quarterback that can't do shit. Like that, I think his name is Tommy DeVito or something. He's terrible. Man,
I think the Giants might get to that point, Robert, where they surpass it. Yeah, I think so.
Caleb Williams going to be a Giant?
Man, I feel bad because I don't think that'd be a good fit for him. But
why not? With Brian Daboll, the quarterback, he's the one that got Josh Allen to that MVP level. Hasn't been the same quarterback since.
They're not getting any weapons. The only thing they have is Saquon, and then they brought in Darren Waller. Ooh, but he's out now. He's injured.
I haven't really been paying much attention to Caleb Williams, but like I know he's lost a couple games recently, so
yeah,
that hurt his value too.
But
either way, if the Giants slip all the way to number 1, they're getting a quarterback, right? Are we all in agreement there?
Oh yeah,
they have to. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, but what do they do with Danny Dimes? Do they just release him and eat that and expand that money throughout the years, or
if they draft one of these guys, whether it's Caleb Williams or Drake May or Michael Penix, I think is another name out there, and that quarterback like sticks and they hit the landing, they hit the jackpot, then yeah, just eat that money and release him or whatever.
Yeah, because nobody's gonna want to freaking trade for that shit.
Hell no, absolutely not. I think the Pats are also in the mix, not for the number 1, but maybe possibly the number 2. If they lose against the Colts this weekend in Germany, I mean, there's already rumors out there of Belichick possibly being on the hot seat and getting fired midseason. I think the Bears are going to try to win some games here because Justin Fields is coming back, and I know he wants to win. You think he wants to lose his job and get another quarterback get drafted onto that roster? I think he's going to fight hard. I think Kyler Murray's going to fight hard, so I think the Cards are going to probably slip down a little bit. He doesn't want his job in jeopardy, even though I don't know if they're more than likely to draft a quarterback, but I don't think he wants to risk that with being the number 1 slot. So I think those teams they're going to fight hard to get out of that spot. So I'm looking at the Giants and the Pats taking 2 of like the top names in the quarterbacks. So, we've given Mac Jones a shot, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know. I kind of the Pats can get there. I'd like for them to get that Harrison guy. They need receivers. They need a playmaker. Yeah,
but I also think Mac Jones is proving not to be the guy.
but but get somebody else. You can get
I could
somebody.
see Belichick go for like a CB or something if he's still there.
My guess, I'd want that Michael Penix guy. That guy's a really good quarterback. I've been watching a couple of his games in college. I've been actually watching a lot more college than I've used to in the past.
He's already doing his research for next year. That's why.
You haven't.
Huh? Yes, I have.
You just been watching Colorado.
No, I've been watching. I have Abe. I have YouTube TV, so I have multi-view. I can watch a lot of games now.
That works for college too.
Yeah, that's why I'm using that a lot. Abe just can't stand it. I do research and I watch.
No, you don't do. You don't watch. You watch Colorado. That's all you watch.
I do watch Colorado, but I watch other teams as well.
That's all you watch. Ooh.
You gotta respect the prime time.
Yeah, respect prime.
Sanders is going to be a quarterback. He's not even going to be in the draft.
But he will be in the draft after this year.
Nah, Archie Manning, the Manning boy.
You don't even watch. You only watch Texas. Get out of here. The Dallas Cowboys of college football.
You just can't stand that one of the Mannings is on there. That's why you hate them.
Please.
Huh?
Whatever.
You hate Peyton Manning, huh?
Whatever. All right. Any other teams that you think might slide into the top 5 here? I mean, Carolina could be another one, but
yeah, Carolina, maybe Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's number 6. Tampa Bay's they're at 6.
They are. I think they might be 6, 7, or 8. They're right there, but I think they have too talented of a team to really like tank it all the way.
I'd tank it and get Harrison because you're about to lose. What's his name?
Mike Evans.
What's his name? Mike Evans. Yeah.
I mean, it's possible, but I just don't see it with the way all these other teams, like the Giants, I think are just a mess. Like with that guy at quarterback, that guy couldn't even. Did you watch him play against the Jets? That was just like one of the worst games ever played.
It was so bad. Game.
And I know it was like close and it ended in overtime, but it was a really bad game. I think that's pretty much it for this topic. Just wanted to discuss it a little bit just to see where we're at right now, because it's nice to look at the top of the entire league, but I also want to see who's at the bottom and who's going to get ready for next season. All right, next topic. As I mentioned, we're at the midseason point, and I wanted to talk a little bit about who you guys are seeing and possible front runners for MVP, offensive MVP, defensive MVP, head coach of the year, and rookie of the year. We can go down the road through each category here. Let's start with rookie of the year. Marcos, who do you see right now in that slot?
That was a tough one. I wanted to say Bijan, but his team doesn't really like to use star players as much. So I really don't know who could be the number one rookie. I haven't seen any really standouts to be going forward.
Let me chime in on there.
Go ahead.
I'm going to go with C.J. Stroud.
That's my pick as well.
As the rookie of the year. It was between in the beginning. It was between him and Bryce Young, and I don't think Bryce Young. You said this weeks back, Robert. I don't think Bryce Young's a bust. I just think he needs to get developed. I think he needs help major over there.
He needs weapons, yeah.
Yeah, and so in Houston. Also, Tank Dell was I think he was like a 2nd round or 4th round pick, and he's been emerging too as his go-to weapon for CJ Stroud. So I'm going to go with CJ Stroud. I mean, just him, that Bucks game, geez, that was such a that was a great game. And Jake's all like, oh, trash, because it was a great game. Piece of shit watches only Cowboys. But this game was back and forth. Baker scores, and it's like, okay, that's it. And then here comes CJ Stroud, just freaking boom. I think the kid is good. And I got to put him in there.
I wanted to put Nakua.
Yes, that's one of my runners up.
But I don't think the award normally goes to wide receivers, So
yeah.
CJ Stroud might get it. So,
yeah. But he's been a godsend for people in fantasy and kind of helped the Rams kind of stay in it while Cooper Kupp was out of it, which is why I have him like in contention. But like I mentioned, or as Abe mentioned, CJ Stroud, man, this guy it looks like he processes the game like so easily, and he throws his passes with like such nice velocity, and it looks like he's barely flicking it, and he's like throwing it super far. And I know he got a lot of crap in the off season for like not doing well on some like intellectual test, but it's at the end of the day, it's all about how you do it on the field, and he's getting it done. And I think within the next year or two, he could be like a top 5 quarterback in the league. I mean, he's playing like one already, but I think to have him in the conversation only because he's a rookie, I think he won't get that respect. But in the next year or two, he could be like up there with like Burrow and those guys that have just progressed quickly, like Trevor Lawrence, all that stuff. So that's my pick. So we got Stroud 2 times, and you're gonna go Puka Nacua, Marcos.
Yeah,
that's a nice pick because that was my runner up. So good one there. Next up, defensive MVP. Who wants to kick us off?
I'll go ahead and kick it off. I'm going to go with Myles Garrett of the Cleveland Browns. Outstanding player. This guy, he's all over the field. Myles Garrett. He's the heart and soul of the Cleveland Browns defense. So, as long as he can stay healthy, I got to go with Garrett.
I can't disagree there because if Myles Garrett is out, like, are we even talking about the Browns even having an above 500 record? So he does mean a lot to that defense. So that's a good pick. Who do you got, Marcos?
A little bit of Homer in me wants to go Micah Parsons, but
Robert hates Micah.
I don't hate him. I just think when it doesn't go his way, he pouts.
I got Warner from the 49ers.
Ooh,
that killed
nice
the Cowboys, man. Yeah, he's been playing great.
Yeah, man. That guy flies around everywhere. He's so fast, and that's a really, really good pick. Anything else you want to say on him?
No, I'm good.
All right. My pick, and even though he's on a dumpster fire of a team right now, but he has 9.5 sacks, tied with T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett, who are on better defenses. But I'm going with Max Crosby of the Las Vegas Raiders. That guy's a beast.
Nice.
And like I said, he's on a really bad team right now, but he gets his side of the ball and he gets his shit done. And, I know the Raiders just fired Josh McDaniels and they got their first win with their interim coach. I don't know how much more wins they're going to get on the docket, but that guy's like a really, really good player. So he's my pick.
Nice.
All right. Next up, we got offensive MVP of the year. Who's your midway season winner right now? Who wants to go?
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill for Marcos?
Yeah, man. Those stats, he's gonna go for 2K, man, this year. So it's looking like it.
Yeah, I think he's over 1,000 yards right now, or it's somewhere in that range. So that's a really good player to have on your team for fantasy and points and all that stuff. That's a good pick. Abe?
I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson. He's your two-way, he's your dual threat. He can run it. He can hurt you in the running. He can hurt you in the passing.
Mm.
We saw that against the Detroit Lions. Their defense is no joke either. So, I got to go Lamar. If he can stay healthy. It was between him or Trevor Lawrence.
Mm. Okay. All right, my pick for offensive MVP. This guy has scored a touchdown, and I don't know how many consecutive games, and he's been such a hero for fantasy players or fantasy teams. Christian McCaffrey, the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah. I mean, that guy. They don't have him on the Niners, and I don't know how much more dynamic the offensive playbook could be because you can do so many different things with him. And like I said, he scored in every single game. Like this season, even going back to last season, he's just been a monster pickup.
Yeah, he's the reason why you're in the top of the AFC. That's the only reason.
Don't be hating because so Marcos, let me give you some backstory. So I'm in this Abe's fantasy league, and Abe's always doing like a million trades or whatever.
Oh, I haven't done a trade, not at all this year.
He's not bullshit, but either way, I've barely done any minimal moves on my roster, and I'm like number 1 on my side of the conference, and that's how you do it. That's good GMing right there. Not having to drop players every week and add players and all that stuff.
This is a business. It's a business.
Well, it's you're desperate. That's what it
It's
looks like.
it's
He's
because
renting players.
it's because you're scared. You're scared to face me again. Huh? The
Scared of
Super
what?
Bowl.
How? If I were
Huh?
scared, I'd be looking for trades.
Huh?
I'd
Huh?
be colluding with people.
You're
No,
scared. You're
I
scared.
trust my
You're
roster. It's all right.
you're scared. You're scared because you're
You
gonna
took a
face
shot
me
at
in the Super
you took
Bowl.
a shot at my
Huh?
roster because you're scared.
I'm not scared. I'll face you. I won last year.
It's
What do you
because you had
mean?
Christian McCaffrey. What are you crying about it? I
Fuck
drafted
out of
high
here.
and I got him. I got the best player.
That's
What
all
do you
right.
want?
That's all right. Hey, that's all right. But I got my players. Hmm?
Okay. Players for this week until you drop them and pick up other people next week.
Nah,
That's
no.
what you
It
do.
just it matters in the playoffs.
Were you gonna say something, Marcos?
Oh, he's renting out his players.
Yeah, that's what he does. He's a week to week guy. He doesn't trust the process. All right, let's move on to head coach of the year, halfway point of the season. I'm gonna kick us off on this one just so I can shock Abe with my pick here. Let me give you a little bit of build up for it. So this team could have easily fallen under the Super Bowl hangover and completely dropped off. But right now, this team sits at 8-1,
Oh my
best
gosh.
record in the league, holding it all together. Jalen Hurts a little bit hurt right now, but still calling really good games and getting their teams to win these games that normally, Super Bowl hangover teams would lose. I got Nick Sirianni, man, 8-1. Like they're back in position to have a really good record and have a nice run in the playoffs. I got to give this guy his props, man. Nick Sirianni.
I know Jake wants me to say Mike McCarthy, but fuck out of here with that. I'm gonna go with this team because Robert, you said the very first game when they played the Chiefs, you're like, oh, they had to be this game for the opener, But we've seen Goff, we've seen what he can do. I still think that they got the better end of the trade. I know you said, oh, well, the Rams have a championship ring. Okay, yes, I get it, but where's Stafford on the bench? He's on the PUP list. With that offense is clicking. They're going to get Montgomery back this week, so that's going to help them out. The defense, it's playing. They're playing great. They laid that egg against the Ravens, but that's one game. I'm gonna go with Dan Campbell.
Nice pick. I like it. I'm not going to argue it.
I will go with Dolphins Mike McDaniels.
All right.
And that's just what he's a good showman. He's been all over the media. Everyone likes him. He's been doing good with his team. They've been performing better than we ever expected Tua to be performing at. So
yeah, this guy's smart. He's off of the McVay coaching tree, and I think he was from San Francisco, right? I believe he was
he was. Yeah, he was the offensive coordinator.
So, I mean, or not the McVay tree, but like him and Shanahan, like they all have that same mindset. So, man, Mike McDaniel, man, that guy's a joy to watch every week in press conferences, and he just says the goofiest stuff, and it all comes across like super like he's not trying hard to be funny. He just is. It's great. But yeah, no, he's done a good job with the Dolphins here. Very creative on the offensive side of the ball. They need to prove it as far as like beating like the elite teams. Again, we got a whole other half of the season to go, so maybe he'll step his game up and we'll see what happens. But all right, those are our head coach of the year candidates for the midseason. And finally, we come to the big one, MVP. I'll kick us off on this one, and I'll go with who Abe was going to pick for offensive player of the year, but I'm just going to go Lamar Jackson, and I'll give him his props. He's leading the best squad right now, and I think he's playing the best football of his career right now, especially with the weapons he's got. This is probably the best receiving core he's got. They just thumped the Seattle Seahawks just to bolster his case, and the Seattle Seahawks they're not a joke team. Like they're probably a possible contender in the NFC in the playoffs. So. And they're getting the job done, and he's leading the way, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I like that pick a lot. I'm going to go with Jalen Hurts. He got hurt this past game against the Cowboys, came back and still freaking beat him. Of course, he's utilizing his weapons as any good quarterback should. I'm like, Dak doesn't do that. But yeah, with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, and with Swift, even using Swift, I know they lost Dallas Goedert, but I mean they still have a decent amount of weapons. I'm gonna go with Hurts.
It's a good pick.
And I'm piggybacking off of Robert over here with Lamar. Everything he's doing is playing to the thing. I did want to put him off offensive MVP, but if I want to put him as a full MVP, I went with Lamar.
Yeah. Yeah, man. He's impressing me right now, and I've never Abe will tell you I've never been the biggest Lamar fan. But see, Abe, I know how to give props. I don't know why you always give me shit. Like
you hate him. You hate him. Just
I don't hate him.
Oh my god.
I just he needs to win some playoff games to gain some more favor with me. I mean, that's just the way it works. And maybe he'll probably I mean, if things end up going, he'll end up having to buy and play in the divisional round, which would be good for him. All right, those are our midseason awards, folks. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Abe, who's going to give us our standings coming off of Week 9. And how do we do?
All right, so I went ahead and I went 10-4. Robert went 5-9.
Oof.
Ouch. Jaco went 10-4, and my boy Pat went 9-5.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, so the season I'm 71-49. Robert, you're 70-50. I take a sole game lead ahead of you.
It's okay. I'm gonna get it back this week.
Of course, I knew you fucking had something to say on that. Anyway, Jaco with the winning 3 weeks in a row. Well, actually, he's a little over 500 now. He's 61-56.
All right, congratulations, Jake.
And then for our special guest, they're a combined 19-10.
Nice.
Not too bad.
All right, Marcos, you got a lot to live up to keep this streak going for the special guest host. So let's see how you do with your picks this week.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Power ranking teams after Week 9, folks. Let's go around the room here. And who wants to start us off with their number 5?
I'll go ahead and go. I'm going to go with the Houston Texans. C.J. Stroud, 470 yards in the air, throwing 5 TDs, no picks. He was playing smart. I know he got sacked a couple of times. It's all right. It's going to happen. I got the Texans.
Marcos?
I got the Jags.
Jacksonville Jaguars, winners of 5 straight. I believe they were on the bye this past week. So
yeah, they were. Yeah.
But good for them, man. They're benefiting from some of these other teams that are losing. My number 5 are the Cincinnati Bengals. Again, another big win on Sunday Night Football against the Bills. Joe Burrow's just flinging it around. The only thing that concerns me about the Bengals right now is Jamar Chase did hurt his back in that game. So, but either way, like Burrow's, man, T. Higgins is another guy. Like, man, and I know the Bengals aren't going to be able to hold on to him because they're going to pay Jamar and Burrow got his contract. But T. Higgins, man, was making some catches in that game. Burrow's got like a really nice set of weapons. And they're up and coming. They're coming up. They'll probably be in my top 3 by the time this is said and done. But right now they're number 5. Marcos, kick us off with your number 4.
I got the Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions were also on the bye coming off, and they're getting some players back. Abe mentioned Montgomery. They're getting healthier, and I was looking at their schedule a little bit. They're on the right path to getting the number 1 seed in the NFC. So,
yeah,
things are looking good for them.
Yeah. My number 4, I got the Ravens. Lamar Jackson only threw for 187. I know that sole touchdown was from Huntley, but I got the Ravens at number 4.
Wow, for much shit as you give me about the Ravens, you can't even rank them higher. Jesus.
Motherfucker. They're number 4, huh?
My number 4 is just to continue off of Marcos's number 4. I have the Lions as well. Didn't play this past week, but right now they're in a prime spot for the race to the number 1 seed in the NFC. They got a good matchup this weekend. We'll see how they do there, but Lions are looking good. Number 3, Abe.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes threw for 185 with 2 touchdowns. Not the best performance by him, but I still got the Chiefs.
Okay. Marcos?
I also got the Chiefs there.
How do How do you like them? So what is your assessment of the Chiefs right now?
Um, except for they don't have that many weapons. As much as they had before in the previous years. They're
Right.
relying too much on the short game, so it's not really benefiting Patrick Mahomes type of
But
game.
according to Jake, he's got Kelsey and it's
That's,
Mahomes. Mahomes is throwing to himself as well. Fuck out of here.
the the way I'm comparing it is like, and I think I said this before on the show already, is like there were years where Brady, there were times where he only had Gronk or he either had Edelman and not all of them at the same time, and it just wasn't their year to go back to the Super Bowl. Like they'll get far, but I just think this year I just don't see the Chiefs going back. And I know things can change. We're at the halfway point, but right now, if you were to tell me right now the Chiefs are a Super Bowl team, like I don't see it. But they are
No, I
still
don't know. If they get into the Super Bowl, I don't know.
playoff
the
team for sure, but
playoff team
not
for
Super
sure.
Bowl.
Maybe even AFC Championship game. But I don't know. Like these other teams in the AFC, they got better weapons and better defenses. But we'll see. Even though the defense of the Chiefs has been stepping up a lot.
Taylor Swift can only take you so far.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, according to Robert.
I don't know, man. I'm this close to saying like the fix is in, but we'll see. All right, my number 3 are the Jacksonville Jaguars. Coming off the bye, 5 straight wins. Hopefully they'll get this offense more in sync with Ridley and Lawrence, and I need him to start scoring more touchdowns and not as. I think he's only one behind Dak, so I can win this bet against Jake, which is the big wager going on for the season. All right, let's move on. Number 2, I'm going to kick us off here. I got the Philadelphia Eagles. Played a really good game against the Cowboys. Tough divisional game. Hurt, as Abe mentioned during that game, and still came back, and this team fought hard. And even though they almost did. It's like they wanted to give that game away to the Cowboys with all the penalties at the end. Like Dallas should not have been in it the way they were in those final seconds of that fourth quarter. But and for that reason, that's why I have them number 2.
I've got the Cincinnati Bengals as my number 2. They have been the turnaround surprise team. Like Robert, you've been saying, that Burrow is just look, Burrow. Remember when I would tell you when Brady was playing like that quarterback that I would want with 2 minutes left in the game, and I would always tell you it was Brady. It's Brady. It's always going to be Brady. Well, now this kid Burrow is the guy that I know that yeah, maybe chases out like you said, but he can still move the ball around with different players, and he doesn't need like a Jamar Chase all the time. Like if Jamar Chase is out with injury, he can still make it happen. So this is the kid that I will pick that I would want to run my 2-minute offense with.
He's a killer.
Yeah, he is.
Marcos?
My number 2, and that's because of my cowboy homerism. I put the Eagles there because I cannot put them at number 1 as much as I try. But I put the Eagles there as number 2, and that's probably the best I can give them. I don't want to talk about last week, but we were close, and I had it as a loss all the time, so don't worry about it.
According to Jake, it's only by 5 points.
An L's an L.
More victories for Jake. All right,
we're Martavius Bryant.
Oh yeah, that was the big signing, right, in quotation marks for the Cowboys this week.
Woo!
I wonder whose decision that was. Like, hey, why not this guy? Was it Jerry Jones just throwing names? He probably thinks it's the same Martavius from like 2018.
He's like, ooh, I want him. Yeah, I hope it's not the Martavius. I hope we don't get the Martavius Bryant of the Oakland Raiders because that guy was ass. But we'll see.
All right, we're down to our number 1 team for Week 9. Who wants to kick us off?
I'll go ahead and go. I have the Eagles with Jalen Hulu has live sports. The way they're playing, Robert. You can't. I mean, they're doing it. He's doing
level,
it.
Man. Championship level.
Yeah, they're 8-1. That's no joke.
Are they the class of the NFC or no?
They are. They are the class. They are the class of the NFC. Over the Cowboys, definitely. And
Over the Niners too?
I, I think so, Robert. I got to give the edge to the Eagles. I think
Mm-hmm.
Hurts is a better quarterback than what's that kid, Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to say right now, Eagles.
So right now, gun to your head, NFC Championship game, Philadelphia Eagles versus 49ers. Who do you got?
God, that's a good game.
And I'm
Shit.
talking everybody's back healthy.
Everybody's healthy?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Eagles.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go Niners with Chase Young there alongside with Bosa.
Well, that answers my question.
Yeah.
All right, Marcos, who's your number one team this week?
The Ravens.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they have a hard schedule coming up, but if they come out of it, they're a team to beat.
It doesn't matter, Robert. Well,
what are you talking about? I have them number one as well. Which now here you go, give me shit for it. You say I never get props or anything, and here Lamar's like my MVP. He's on the number one power rank team on my list. I mean, I don't know what more you want. It's like I can't shit on him. I can't shit on him, but then I also can't praise him either. So what is it, Abe?
I want you to fucking admit that you laughed when I drafted him.
I did laugh because he's injury prone, and he was injury prone for you because who was your quarterback in the playoffs last year? Wasn't him.
That's all right.
That's
all right. You know who was? Me.
Oh, please. Whatever. All right, those are our top 5 power ranking teams. I will get Jake's later on, and I'll plug it into the end of the show. He forgot to send in his stuff, so I'll have to make sure to get all that information from him. All right, guys, are we ready to dive into Week 10?
Let's do it.
All right, guys. Not a good one to start us off, but we have to talk about it anyway. The Thursday night Amazon game. The 1-7 Carolina Panthers traveling to face the Chicago Bears at 2-7. Who wants to start us off?
Who's the? I'll go ahead and start us off. Who's is it? Is that Baguette dude still the quarterback for the Bears, or is Hurts back?
I think Justin Fields is coming back.
I'm gonna go Panthers. Bryce Young with Adam Thielen connection is cooking right now, so got to continue that streak. I'll go Panthers.
Marcos?
I'll go against you, and I'll go with the Bears. I don't know. There's something about the Panthers that I don't see them coming out of it. I don't think Bryce Young could finish a game off very well.
I agree. I will also go with the Bears here. They're playing at home.
Remember, Robert, you're 5-9.
Oh, please. I'm not scared of you. Even if I don't come back this week, by the end of it, I'll catch up and win. Bears are playing at home. I think Fields, if he's back, I think will be motivated. This goes back to our draft talk. I think he doesn't want to lose any more games and end up in the number 1 slot, and they draft a quarterback. So he's playing for his career right now and his legacy. The Panthers, like I said, they don't have much. Bryce Young needs more weapons, and I think the Bears defense will get to him enough at home. Bears. All right, let's move on to the Sunday games. First one, going to be an early game on the NFL Network. In Germany, the Indianapolis Colts at 4-5 facing my New England Patriots at 2-7. And Lord help me if the Patriots lose this game, man. And I have an ugly feeling that they are. So I'm going to go with the Colts here just because I want to see the chaos of the media come Monday, whether Belichick gets fired or all these rumors that are coming out. But I'm going with the Colts. The Patriots have just not been able to play good at all. And Minshew can play feisty with this Colts team and make a game of it. I don't like the Pats in this spot at all.
I'm gonna go with the Colts, Minshew and Pittman, and then with Jonathan Taylor in the mix now, it's too much for this Pats. 31st ranked defense. They're bad against the run, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Colts in this game. I mean, yeah, Colts.
Same thing, Colts. I can't really add much to it. You guys pretty much wrapped up everything about what's going on with the game. Patriots are going down a lot, so there's a lot of internal stuff going there.
Do you think Belichick gets fired? Hot take?
God,
No, I don't think he
man.
gets fired.
Can they wait to the end of the year to do that so that way the Cowboys can fire McCarthy and get Belichick?
He's not going to the Cowboys.
He'll
No
go to
way.
he'll go. You just don't want that. That's fine.
It's either they fire
I
him,
don't.
they trade him, or Kraft just asks him to walk away.
I don't know. Jaco's the only one taking the pats on this one.
Really? Oh wait, do you have his
Yeah,
picks?
yeah, I have his picks.
Okay, so then go ahead and shout him out so that way I won't have to add it at the end.
So he's going Panthers, and right now he's going the Pats.
Okay. All right. Gosh, I just want to see the chaos, but also like I respect Belichick. I hope he doesn't get fired, but also like he needs to get fired based on everything that's happened, and
Why? Why does he need to get fired?
because he's been bad post Brady. He can't do it. He can't draft well. He doesn't. He spends all his money on weird free agents, like getting back J.C. Jackson or from the Chargers, which he's done nothing and he's not playing
Yeah,
anymore.
he's
So it's
not
like, what the hell?
traveling.
What the hell was that
Yeah,
about? Like, why did you go out and get him then?
yeah.
Um, hasn't done enough to get Mac Jones the weapons that he needs. Like they could have been in the mix for like who was a receiver, like try to get DeAndre Hopkins or something like that. Like why did they try to
Or
spend
Devontae Adams.
yes or anything like that? It's just he's been such a whiff, and you know, I mean, I love Tom Brady to death, but it's starting to look like it's because of him that the Patriot way existed. It's not because of Belichick; it was because of Brady. Like, and I hate that it's come down to that because I still think it's like 74 no 70-30 maybe Brady Belichick as far as like the success, but it's looking more and more each week like that a bunch of it was because of Brady. And you look at all the whiffs that have happened head coaching wise, like Josh McDaniels fired twice. Matt Patricia couldn't make it work in Detroit. It's like how much is Belichick helping these other coordinators become good coaches? Because we look at other you know candidates that have come out of like McVay and Shanahan, and these guys' successes, Mike McDaniel, and all these other guys, and they're doing great. And the Belichick guys just can't seem to get it going. So I don't
Yeah,
know. There has to be a big change, a big shift. There's even rumors about Mike Vrabel being like the guy to be successful to Belichick and leading that squad into the next generation, which I
yeah,
wouldn't mind a bit.
yeah, that'd be
But
good.
who knows? But I think either way, the Patriots lose Sunday. There's going to be a lot of chatter about them this upcoming week. All right, next up, we move to the noon games. We start off with the 5-3 Cleveland Browns traveling to face the 7-2 Baltimore Ravens. Who wants to start us off here?
Ooh, man. Um, I'll go ahead and go. This is going to be a good game. This is another tough
Divisional game.
defense. Yeah, division game. The Ravens play at home, and that's a hard place to play at, Robert.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes, sir.
in the end, it comes to Lamar versus Watson, Deshaun Watson. I'm going to have to take Lamar. I'll take Baltimore.
Marcos?
Same thing. Baltimore. This is my game of the week. This is
Oh,
one to
nice.
watch for the matchup for this
Oh man,
game
we should have left
because
this for the end. That's my bad.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, but it's a good game to talk about here. Yeah, I got the Ravens too. I think it's going to be low scoring just because I am going to give that respect to the Browns defense. I think Myles Garrett and company are going to give Lamar and them a bit of a run for their money. But when it comes down to make a play towards the end, I do trust Lamar right now over Deshaun, and the Ravens do get the victory on Sunday. And who does Jake
Nice.
got?
Jake has the Ravens.
Smart kid. All right. What was your game of the week, Abe?
Mine's the Texans and the Bengals.
Okay, we'll move that one to the end. Um, Next up, we got actually that would be my game of the week too. Okay, these next two games will be talked about later on. We got the 5-4 New Orleans Saints traveling to face the 5-4 Minnesota Vikings, who are surprisingly not out of it yet. Who wants to start us off? Marcos?
um. So I've been back and forth with this one, especially with the Vikings. Josh Dobbs playing there. He did very well for not even taking a snap in the whole game, and coming out with a victory. Saints, they do like to perform in these type of games, but I will still give the edge a little bit to the Vikings. So I'll go with the W with the Vikings.
If we
Yeah.
had to, wait, I want to say
Go
something
ahead,
real
Rob.
quick. If we wanted to give like a wild card MVP, can we give it to Josh Dobbs, man? I mean, props to this guy. This guy beat the Cowboys.
Yeah.
First year with the Cardinals after moving from I forgot, I think he was with the Titans. And then this past week, like Marco said, like barely any preparation or anything, and they got the big win over the Falcons, who, the Falcons are still like in contention for their division. They just went in there and did their thing. And man, this Dobbs kid, man, I don't think he's getting enough credit for the journeyman that he is right now, because not every quarterback can do that.
Yeah.
Just want to throw that out there. But go ahead, Abe. Who do you got?
I'm gonna rain on Marco's parade with the whole Dobbs kid. Yeah, that's great that he did that. He went in with not knowing the playbook, and he got the W and all that. But he's gonna come and get a reality check because of Cam Jordan and the Saints coming into town. Derek Carr, he's a piece of shit, but he's still a better quarterback than Dobbs, and he's got better weapons. Even though that Addison kid's pretty good as well. But I'm gonna go Saints here.
And I'm going to combat you, Abe, and say that I think this Saints defense can be had. Baker Mayfield was able to
Oh
do
my
stuff.
fucking
I'm just
gosh.
saying. So Dobbs now with a little bit of time to actually practice and get to know the players a bit more and get in rhythm. And I'm going to give Vikings also the edge because they're at home. That dome is hard to. That dome is loud, man. The Vikings crowd, they get into it. Shout out to my girl Jessica, who's a big Vikings fan. She can tell you like that place gets super loud for those games, and that'll be used against the Saints. And Derek Carr will make mistakes. I got the Vikings.
You gotta be doing the chant.
Skull. All right, let's move on. Next up, we got the 3-5 Green Bay Packers traveling to face the 5-3 Pittsburgh Steelers. Abe, who do you got?
I'm gonna go with the Steelers. Love is he's I don't know what's going on with him. He's in a bit of a slump. I'm gonna go with the Steelers. They're at home.
What slump? They won last week, and I picked against them.
Yeah, you did pick against them, but Love is I don't know. Love is he's not getting any love. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Pickett on this one, even though
Marco?
Same with Steelers. They're one of the top teams in their division, so I'll go with the Steelers.
I'm going to go with the Steelers as well. TJ Watt's going to be all over Jordan Love. 9.5 sacks. Like I said, he's one of the sack leaders. Second behind. I think the number one guy right now is from Minnesota. I forgot what his name is. But, yeah, Jordan Love and the Packers were able to skid by last week, but not this week. Not against the Steelers, not at home. I don't think this will be a high-scoring game, but the defense will do enough to knock the Packers to make some mistakes, interceptions, possible pick six. Yeah, I'm going Steelers here.
Jaco's got Steelers as well.
And who did Jaco have in the last? I don't think you said his last.
The pick. Vikings.
He's got the Vikings.
Yeah.
Jaco's onto something. All right, next up we got the 3-5 Tennessee Titans traveling to face the 3-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oof. Let me start us off here. As much shit as we want to give the Bucs for last weekend losing to the Texans and all that stuff, the Buccaneers offense showed up and played. Like Baker and that offense were good. I mean, they were leading up until the final seconds of that game. So I'm not going to blame the offense for last week. That's all on the defense. That's all on Todd Bowles. That's his side of the ball. He needs to get that defense a little bit more tight knit. I think they'll play better at home, even though they got Will Levis coming into town, who's been playing pretty decently in his first two starts, and now I believe he's officially the starter now, named by Vrabel.
Yes. Right.
So the defense better come up big, and they better shake this kid Levis, or not. I'm expecting the Bucs offense to be pretty decent here, but the Bucs need this win to stay in contention in the NFC South. So I'm going with the Bucs.
This is a homecoming for Sean Murphy Bunting. He's a hawk on the Titans defense, but not enough. I'm going to go with the Bucs on this one. They're at home. and I think Baker. I mean, Baker played. He didn't play bad, against
No, the
the
offense was good
Texans.
last week.
Yeah, it was a shootout. And here we go. I'm gonna go with Baker over Will Levis.
Same
Marcus.
here with same here with the Bucks. Baker, he's been a surprise for me. I really didn't think he was gonna be playing this well. Yes, he's not really winning a lot of the games, but hey, like what guy the way he's playing, he's showing up in every game that he's played. They've been close games, good battles.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
All right.
Jacob's got Bucks.
Jacob's got what? He actually
Yeah, he's
I don't think even I don't even he
I
can't
gotta
name
stop
anybody
feeding him
other
my picks.
he can't name anybody other than Baker Mayfield on that team, I promise you.
or Mike Evans.
All right. We head into our 3:00 games on week 10. We start off with the 4-5 Atlanta Falcons traveling to face the 1-8 Arizona Cardinals with Kyler Murray back in action. Marcos, who do you got?
I got the Falcons here. Um,
Taylor
Kyle
Heineke.
Murray is Murray not playing? I don't even know. When I made this, I didn't think Murray was gonna play this game. So,
You can
but
change it up if
yeah,
you want to.
no, I'm gonna keep it that way still with the Falcons.
Okay.
They have a lot of little weapons. They like to distribute the ball.
Cool.
I'm gonna go with the Falcons. Is it Taylor?
Taylor
Tyler?
Heineke.
Taylor Heineke, man, I can't believe the Commanders went on for him. But anyway, him at the quarterback. Jonnu Smith has become the better tight end option than Pitts. I don't know what's going on with him. So I'm gonna go with the Falcons. The Cardinals. I mean, Kyler Murray's gonna be a little bit rusty, so I can't really just jump on that ship yet.
I've been pretty safe here. I'm going to go against the grain here. I'm going to pick the Arizona Cardinals with Kyler coming back. He may not be the Kyler of old just yet, but I think they're going to do just enough to outplay the Falcons here. We'll see if Kyler does a little bit of running and get this defense on its toes and pick up the victory at home. I got the Cardinals.
Jacob's got the Falcons.
Copy that. All right, next up, we got a really good game here with the 6-2 Detroit Lions traveling to face the Los Angeles Chargers at 4-4. Although this may be a home game for Detroit because usually the Chargers fans don't really show up. Who wants to start us off on this one?
I'm gonna go with.
Let Marcos go.
Marcos.
I got the Detroit Lions. Coming off a bye, fresh. Again, you just said it about the fans in LA. I think the fans still think they're set in San Diego.
Yeah. True. I'm gonna go with the Lions as well. This is a big game for them. If they can't win against a team like this, then I'll kind of like not question so much, but a little bit as to whether or not they can go deep in the playoffs. Because the Chargers, Justin Herbert, man, he's no joke. Even though the Chargers have been up and down, and they should be able to put away, especially with the defense, even though they played strong on Monday night against the Jets, but it's the Jets and Zach Wilson. So I won't give the Chargers defense too much credit there. It should be a rowdy. The Lions fans travel well. We've seen them. They showed up in Tampa, like just overwhelming. So this fan base does follow, and Dan Campbell's got these guys ready to go. They're thinking about getting that number 1 seed. Abe?
Yeah, I'm going Lions on this one. The return of Montgomery is going to help out with Gibbs as a complimentary back. You can't stop Amon St. Brown. So, I got to go Lions on this one.
If it's a close game, cool. But if the Chargers charger it up, are we talking about Brandon Staley possibly losing his job?
Yeah, he should be on that hot seat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. All right. Next up, clunker. This should be like a runaway. It's the 2-7 New York Giants traveling to face the Dallas Cowboys at 5-3. Do you guys want to guess what the line is? I just saw this not too long ago.
What's the line?
Cowboys favored by 16.5 points. That's how bad the Giants are. It's not how good the Cowboys are. It's how bad the Giants are.
Oh, man.
I think we're all going to be unanimous in our pick here. So I guess just give
Total
your reasons why.
destruction.
What's that?
Total destruction.
Utter destruction, right? And
Cody.
Jake's going to pound his chest. Yeah, see what we did. Yeah, it's like 70-20 or whatever. Yeah, I'm going Cowboys here. It should be a really good beatdown here on the Giants. And again, the Cowboys are just that roller coaster ride for all you fans. And sorry, Marcos, like this is going to be a week where, like, yeah, Cowboys fans are going to be excited again. We're on the right track. And then that last part of their schedule, man, whew, it's super rough. But yeah, Cowboys big this week.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with Saquon Barkley, but now Saquon Barkley just himself, because they don't have. I mean, like I said, Darren Waller's out, and they really don't have any top receivers. So yeah, Cowboys big time.
Marcos,
Yeah, total destruction by the Cowboys. Can't
you
deny
want to
that.
guess a score, kind of, or no?
36-3.
36.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 48-6.
You don't think the Giants defense plays a little bit hard just because it's divisional and they hate the
Oh
Cowboys?
no
No?
no 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 no! I
Trap
don't think
trap
so.
trap game? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Get the.
If we would have won last week, maybe,
Oh, okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, Cowboys are probably
but
pissed that they lost to the Eagles and
we lost, so
okay,
gotta take it serious.
really, really good point. All right, next up we got the feisty Washington Commanders at 4-5, traveling to face the Seattle Seahawks at 5-3. Who wants to go first on this one?
I'm gonna go ahead and go. The Seahawks are playing at home. That's a tough place to play at. I think Geno Smith is gonna bounce back from that shit ass game he had last week.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Commanders. Don't get me wrong. I like them. What is that?
They're tough out.
Sam Howell
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah, but the fact when they traded away their key defensive players, I mean their offense is still not too bad. But I'm gonna go Seahawks at home.
Marcos?
Seahawks at home.
Seahawks.
That dome, that 12-man dome
Yeah.
will be
It's a
something
rough
for
place
them.
to play, but you know who's
Yeah,
not
come on,
scared?
pick against them.
Sam
Yeah, you know
Howell,
who's not scared? Sam Howell, man. He's taken it to the Eagles
Shit.
twice. They're a tough out, and watch when they play the Cowboys. It's gonna be like an interesting game. Are they? I think they're playing Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, that's gonna be a fun game to watch. I'm gonna go with the Commanders here. I like Sam Howell's play. He's been playing. What, Abe? Just have guts. You've been playing it safe this whole.
It's fine.
You're so determined to stay ahead of me. You're just playing safe on all these picks.
I'm
going
running away with the victory,
running away,
motherfucker.
whatever.
Don't just keep picking the shit ass. Come on.
That's fine. Yeah, like I said, I like the way Sam Howell's been playing hard. And I think they'll make they'll go above or right at 500 after this victory. So, and they'll make it interesting. Thanksgiving for the Cowboys. All right, next up we got this is how bad the NFL is that they didn't flex this game out because there's just not really much to put there. It's the Sunday night football game, 4-4, New York Jets traveling to face the Las Vegas Raiders at 4-5. This is the NBC matchup. Oh my god.
Jeez.
Who wants to go first?
Oh my gosh, I don't have much to say. I'm gonna go Raiders. Zach Wilson's a piece of shit, and Crosby's gonna eat that motherfucker.
Yeah. I'm going Raiders as well. Zach Wilson. I'm tired of watching that guy play, man. Just Monday, can't read defenses. He's not going fast enough on the release of the ball, getting sacked so many times. And like you mentioned, that defense and Max Crosby's going to have a field day. Raiders are going to play hard for that Antonio Pierce interim coach. And that Aiden O'Connell played well also. So I don't know if he'll have the same type of game because I'll give the Jets defense that much respect, but they'll do enough to get the win at home. Raiders.
Simple as that. Just Raiders are just playing a little bit overall better than Jets. I don't like Milf Hunter Wilson as much. Yeah. So,
do you think the Jets defense breaks down at some point? Because they can only do so much. I mean, they were playing hard against the Chargers, man. And Zach Wilson just couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, when they're out in the field longer than the offense is, it's going to take a pull.
So no, are you still on the narrative that Aaron Rodgers will return this season?
I think he will.
Did you
He
see
said a few weeks.
that video
Yeah.
that came out?
Yeah.
Give me a few weeks.
I mean, that'll be crazy if he does. And I have to see what the last part of their schedule is, but they still got to play.
Then you're gonna pound your chest. All right, Robert.
I didn't even say anything. I just want to see it happen.
You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have
It would
to
be a
say
feel-good
anything. I
story
already
for
know.
everybody if this guy comes back in season after tearing his Achilles.
Well, then you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I think the Jets are gonna go to the Super Bowl and this and that. Fuck out of
Nah.
here,
I already
Robert.
said this
That
last
was
week.
you.
Joey B and those Bengals. Nah, nothing swaying me from that. I'm gonna buy my white
I'm pretty sure
Cincinnati Bengals
Abraham
jersey.
was calling them the Super Bowl champs, with Aaron
Shit, yeah, I
Rodgers.
Right?
was. I
Hey,
was
see,
with Rodgers.
our number
Yeah,
one listener right here to call you out on
yeah,
your
I was. I
bullshit.
was. Hey, I am him. I am him, motherfucker.
Yeah, but you
Anyway.
don't even follow the Jets. That just shows what a fugazi you are.
Nah, no. Yeah,
I've been
why?
carrying that weight for you.
You haven't been carrying shit.
Yeah, we all got you there.
I didn't give a shit.
All right. Let's move on to the Monday night football game. Another kind of like
Shit ass game.
I may not watch this one, but oh well. It's the 3-5 Denver Broncos traveling to face the 5-4 Buffalo Bills. Marcos, who do you got?
The Bills.
Bounce
The Broncos
back. They have to.
I don't expect much from the Broncos, so the Bills should bounce back and win this one.
Abe?
The fall of the Bills continues. I'm going Broncos on this one.
Oh. Now I'm going with the Bills. The loss to Cincinnati should be a big wake up call because that's playoff football right there, and they need to, if they're going to be in it this year, they got to start racking up more wins. Right now they're tied for second in the AFC East with the Jets, and they got to catch the Dolphins, or if not, if they can't catch the Dolphins, I don't even think they'll make a wild card. So, Bills got to play hard here, and I think they'll get the win at home. All right, let's move to our final two games. Again, Marcos's game of the week was the Browns and Ravens, and we're all on the Ravens there. And it's time to move to the other two games of the week. We'll start with Abraham's. It's the 4-4 Houston Texans traveling to face the 5-3 Cincinnati Bengals. This is your game, Abe. Go ahead.
Man, this is gonna. I don't know. You can disagree with me if you want, Robert, but this is gonna be the game to watch with these two young players. Burrow's a little bit more of a pro because he's been in the league for some years now. But C.J. Stroud, this is going to be the two that we will watch for years to come. This is going to be a good game.
Shootout?
I think it's going to be a shootout because both defenses are medium. They're medium. They're not hard. So I think what it's going to come down to is a shootout. As much as I said the Houston Texans, I like picking them, and with C.J. Stroud and what's been going on there. I got to give it because of the fact that the Bengals are my number 2 on the power rankings, and the rise of their stock is getting higher in the 401k plan. So I'm going to go with the Bengals. I know you said Jamar Chase is out with the back, or he had a back problem, but they still got, Higbee, and they still got Mixon, and then they still got some other key players on that offense. And like I said, Burrow doesn't really need that star player. He can distribute the ball.
Right. Marcos?
Yeah, the Bengals should come out with this one. I have Joe Mixon on my fantasy team. I was this close to trading him away because I was like, no, man, the Bengals can't do much, man. They're not winning. But I held on, and I still have him, so he's been at least doing a lot better now. But at the beginning, I was about to trade him, man.
This is going to be a dogfight. I like it. I hate that they could have easily flexed this one to Sunday night or Monday night if they wanted to get those other teams out of there. But like Abe mentioned earlier, 2 minutes to go, game on the line. Who do you want? Even though Stroud did it in like 46 seconds against the Bucs, but Burrow, you don't want to mess. He's him. That's the guy. He's like, I think he's the Brady of this era of quarterbacks. I know everybody talks up Mahomes, but Burrow has a better record in matchups against Mahomes, so he's not afraid of anybody. So, and they're also at home. Texans are also up and down too. There's games where you think that they're going to win and they drop it. So, and they're coming off a really good win last week, and I think they'll come back down to earth a little bit. But it'll be a dogfight. But I like the Bengals here at home.
Yeah.
All right, and lastly will be my game of the week. Big game for both teams here. It's the 5-3 San Francisco 49ers traveling to face the 6-2 Jacksonville Jaguars. Let me kick us off. 49ers, losers of 3 straight post the Cowboys game. They're coming off the bye. Hopefully let's see if we're going to get Deebo Samuel back. See if Christian McCaffrey's a little bit more healthier. See if Brock Purdy can clean up a lot of those mistakes. Defense needs to play better. On the Jacksonville side of things, also coming off the bye, winners of 5 straight. This is more of a test for the Jaguars to see if they can hang with a team like the 49ers. And Trevor Lawrence is my guy, but I can see him throwing a couple of picks in this game for some reason, and which will not help my case. But as far as for a winner, I think it's more important for the Jaguars to win, so I'm going to go with them. Because if the 49ers drop a game, the NFC still is they're in grasp. Even if they don't win a division, they'll still be in contention for a wild card. That's how, not saying the NFC is bad, but they have more of a chance for the playoffs as opposed to the AFC. So I'm going to go with the Jaguars here.
Yeah, they were calling the 49ers, what were they? They were calling them the 17ers or something like that because they only can score 17 points in the past 3 games.
Lord.
So, if Deebo Samuel comes back, and I think he will, that's going to be another added weapon for Brock Purdy. I don't continue that streak to continue with Purdy kind of playing like shit, but Jacksonville, man, with Doug Peterson's got this team rolling, and with Miles Jack on that defensive side for the Jags, he's one player, but they got some other key players that can contribute. I gotta give it to the Jags. I gotta go with the locks. What is that? Lawrence. I gotta go with TL.
Marcos.
I'm going with the Jags.
You want to say 49ers, motherfucker.
I want to say no. Wait, I do have them listed here as a W, but for my fantasy team, I need the Jacksonville Jaguars. I got Trevor Lawrence and Etienne in my team. So
you got a narrative. It's okay.
That's my narrative there. 49ers they should win this one. I don't think they'll lose 4 in a row. That would just be a whole change of pace for the whole league on them of being the top team and being the team to beat this year. But my narrative says that I gotta go with Jacksonville here, man. I'm even changing it on my sheet.
Interesting. Man, how crazy that all of our games of the week are at 12 o'clock, and these are really good games that they could have easily flexed out to a better spot. Stupid NFL scheduling.
Yeah.
How did somebody see with the way things have been going that the Jets and Raiders would be, leave it on Sunday night?
Let's see, Aaron Rodgers and Carr.
Well, no, but they've been out for a while now. We've known what this Raiders team is, and we've known what the Jets have been. They should have been But this might be the lowest rated Sunday night game of the year.
I won't be watching the last 2, Jets and Broncos.
I probably won't be watching. And that's bad to say on a show where we talk about the NFL, but I'll figure out a way to watch highlights or something. And that's all of week 10, man, in bulk. You confident with your picks, Abe?
I'm very confident with mine.
Okay.
I know you got a couple in there, huh? Yeah.
I got a what?
I'm gonna get a good lead on you after this week.
It's okay.
Stay tuned, folks.
Homeboy, we're barely at the halfway point of the season. Relax, as your boy Aaron Rodgers, or I don't know. Maybe he is your boy. He's not. I don't know. Can't tell
He is.
who you're
I
rooting
am
for.
him.
I
I
can't tell.
am him.
I can't tell who you're rooting for these days.
I'm just realist. That's all it is.
No, one weekend you're a Bucks fan, the other you're a Jets. Other times you're like completely on the Cowboys. Other times you're just completely
No,
off
no,
the
no.
wagon.
Don't try to deflect that shit over to me because you're all like, oh, I'm Joe Burrow. Get the fuck
I
out of
am
here,
Joe
man.
Burrow,
Now
that
you're
elite of
not
quarterback.
fucking. You're not Joe Burrow. You're
He's
not
got the
him.
cigar waiting already.
I have that waiting. I have
You know,
my white
you know.
jersey's been ordered. Yeah.
Oh gosh, you're such a fucking gosh, damn dude. You're all right, dude. Whatever.
You're a hater. It's
All right.
okay.
Nah, I'm not a hater. It's just you. You're like, oh, I got the jersey on the way. Okay, I want to see it. Fucking put it in the chat when he comes in.
I
Huh?
will. I'm not afraid of you.
You wear yours and I wear my Rogers one. Huh?
You don't have a Rodgers jersey.
Yeah, I'm gonna order that shit now, motherfucker.
You won't have it. You're a liar. It's okay.
The Jets. It's all right. Let me do the plugins real quick before you.
Yeah. Go ahead and get us.
All right. So our email would be is 2-minute drive, and that's the number 2 spelled out, TWO minute drive podcast at outlook.com. And then our X account is at URRoughnessPod. That's the letter U and then roughness pod. We got our Facebook and Instagram with the 2-minute drive as well. So hit us up on that. On the emails, I'm not getting much email love, so send them in. Robert, I did write down our Super Bowl picks. Did you want to let Marcos?
Absolutely.
Because I got Pat's and I got Brandon's down as well as ours. So I mean, I can add Marcos to ours as well.
For sure, Marcos. If you have a prediction right now for the Super Bowl in Las Vegas coming up in February, go ahead and lock in your matchup right now.
What is it? Ravens
Yeah.
and...
Oh, you got the Ravens? All right.
Who's on the other side? Sure, the Chiefs.
I know you want to say it, motherfucker. I know you want to say it.
Calm down. Let him make his pick.
Yeah.
Wait, Ravens are AFC?
Correct.
Yeah, Ravens AFC. Yeah, come on. Yeah, I know you want to say Philadelphia.
No. I can't. Sure, I'll do the Cowboys because those are my team.
What?
Cowboys.
Ravens,
Wow.
Cowboys?
Man, I'm gonna be rooting for Lamar for a Super Bowl.
You don't get to root for him, motherfucker.
I will root for him.
You're not
Anybody
root
over
for
the
him.
Cowboys.
You're gonna root
Except
for Dak.
Mahomes.
You're gonna root for Dak. Huh?
Hell no, never.
Nah,
The only way
I would.
The only way I could possibly root for the Cowboys if it ends up being Deshaun Watson and the Browns in the Super Bowl. Then I'll be like, go get one, Dallas.
Gosh, damn,
Go win
Watson.
one. Go win one for Palace and get that piece of shit Deshaun Watson and Micah Parsons. Eat him alive. I don't care what you do. Crawl all over him. That stupid movie does.
Nah, you fucking hate God. Yeah, you hate him. You hate him. Just admit it, man. Shit.
He's the new Des Bryant. It's okay.
Oh my gosh. Not bad.
What?
Not bad.
Yeah.
No.
You got more to say or what?
No, I can go all night, motherfucker. What do you mean?
Shut your mouth. I'm going to thank our guest today,
Yeah.
Marcos. Buddy, it's been
Marcos,
a pleasure.
my boy.
It's been a pleasure having you on. Thank you for doing the show. We really appreciate it. You're always welcome back. Just let us know when you want to come on. And we'll have to do one where it's all four of us. We'll get stupid Jake also whenever he decides to show up. He thinks he's like a special guest star now. No, that motherfucker needs to show up to work on the pod. We'll get another episode with you in probably towards the end of the season, so that way it'll be all four of us and we'll get a good dialogue going.
No problem.
Maybe we'll do it the week that the Cowboys and Eagles play again. That'd be a good conversation.
Ooh.
Then we can talk about the first game where Jake was just giving me so much shit about for this week. But that'd be a good episode to bring you back on if you want to, my friend.
Yeah, no problem. Just let me know.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this week's episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, you can listen on most of the podcast platforms that I distribute this show on. Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon, where you name it. Wherever you can listen to a podcast, this show will be on there. It's under the Palace Off the Top Rope page, and you can find all the past episodes of the 2 Minute Drive podcast. And again, we're always looking for special guest co-hosts. So as Abe said, you can always email us and contact us there, or through the other socials, DM us on Instagram, Facebook, X, wherever. We're always looking for more guests. We love talking about football here. And yeah, that's going to do it for Marcos, our special guest co-host, Abraham Trevino, Palace, signing off for this week's episode. Take care.
Peace out.
Hasta luego.